World's fastest bumper car update. Welcome back to Bump 200. As promised, we've turned it upside down and back to front and upended it. And in this episode, R1 and I are going to be doing some stripping. He looks frightened, doesn't he? Probably get rid of these chains. Don't know what they do. We'll be looking at these things, electrics, because I'm pretty sure the bulbs won't work, if nothing else. So we'll probably be throwing some LEDs in there. We are in Arizona after all, and who knows, we might even put it on the road. Time for a monkey inspection. I know, it's a bumper car. He's not impressed. If any of these nuts and bolts come off, I shall be astonished. Honestly, I think we'll be cutting them mostly off and revising how everything's mounted. We'll see. Well, amazingly, I was wrong, and some of these are coming off quite nicely, and we've already added some lightness because there's a metal panel inside, so that's come off. Not that side, there it is on that side, a metal panel, reinforcement. Yeah, don't need that, do we? Well, we'll keep it just in case. Well, I don't think I'm going to be putting any of this trim back on, but I'm labelling it up anyway so I know where it goes, and I'll store it somewhere for the time being. Those are going on, obviously, because they're pretty. But these, I think we're just going to have a big hazard stripe down the side, eh? And we got plenty of that working through the night, and as you can see, we are stripped at the front completely, bar the lights, just the rear end to go with the chrome trim. Well, it's not even chrome. Until we get some real measurements from the inside of the actual bumper car, this is still kind of theoretical, and of course we're talking about stability. My main issue there being having the two wheels at the front rather than the two wheels at the back, as per Fuzzy. Now there's another issue, which of course he has an advantage here. If you look at that yellow line, that's the wheelbase. The longer the wheelbase, the more stable it's likely to be, and he has a much longer wheelbase by doing it trike fashion. But then I had another idea. Who says you can't do it backwards? I guess we'll have to wait and see what the Guinness Book of Records say, but I can't see any reason why I can't do it backwards. And yes, I've been investigating electric motors, and you can pick up a Tesla motor for about $1,000 plus shipping. Yeah, and that puts out 330 brake horsepower. I think that's more than we need. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? I don't know what size they are though. And talking of motors, I found this. Yes, I know it's not a motor. It's beautiful, isn't it? It is a bumper car. Very Art Deco, and I think a room in there under the hood for a Chevy small block. But sadly not to be. Very expensive, and I'm not sure if it would qualify as being a bumper car. I mean, it kind of is. Now it's all stripped down, let's get on with the ugly stuff. And of course, guess which drill bit's missing? Yeah. A couple of little rivets just to hold that mesh in place, and a bit of Gorilla Tape up front, and yeah, that's the job done. No, that's preparation for a bit of Bondo. I was going to fiberglass it, but don't think I need to. I think the Bondo will be fine. Reparation, preparation. So the other thing that kind of broke as it came off, because it's just stuck on with glue, so that was a bit of leverage with a large screwdriver. It's the front kind of compartment cushion, which goes kind of here around the top. Yeah, so I don't even know if I'm going to bother to put that back on. I might if I've got nothing better to do. I'll recover it, obviously, because it's a bit horrible. I have some rather nice red Alcantara, which would look very sexy. Oh, look, there's some lights. Might even fit. Anyway, it's that the time. I need to get going. I've got a proper race car to go and repair. When I say proper, I mean the Porsche, of course. Yes, a Porsche 944 with a Chevy small block. This one. So, as promised, Bondo, yeah. And yeah, it's not pretty. It's It's just wadges of it to start with, and we'll let that set, and then we'll take the tape off and we'll do some more. There's some other cracks that are going to need some proper reparation in terms of a strap, metal strap behind them, just to secure that up. This old fiberglass is a little bit brittle, and I don't know if there's any more patches anywhere. Probably. We'll turn it around later and have a look. And we've been doing some proper measurements, which we will translate onto the computer. It probably doesn't mean a lot to you, but basically there are various widths marked at various distances from the front or back, and the entire length of the inside of the body is 66 inches, so a little bit short of that 6 foot. And R1 came up with a brilliant idea of putting the exhaust through that hole, which, if we do go for a rear engine, that's a brilliant idea. So I did look the address up in Dallas, and here it is. Yes, maybe they made bumper cars in that building once upon a time. Or rather, assembled them, distributed them, something, yeah, because they're made in Italy. And while I remember, thank you to our latest funder, who wishes to remain anonymous. So I shall just say, go Johnny, go. Thank you very much. I do hope you're watching. And while we're on the subject of orifices, this occurred to me, getting way ahead of myself at the moment, but air intake for potential carburetors or whatever, I bought these actually for this Honda. But I think they're going to be a bit big and clumsy, but yeah, that could work, and they look cool, because if we do need lights, and I don't think we do, we've got them. Yeah, bought them for the FJ, as you can see, and decided not to fit them because it required drilling holes in the roof, and that just sounded like a leak situation to me. So, and on the subject of funding, thank you to everyone so far. Again, it's actually covered the cost of the bumper car itself, not shipping thereof, but much appreciated. Keep it coming, and tell friends and things to subscribe to the channel and bung us a bit of cash. And talking of my Honduki project, those who are watching that at the same time will know that we have some spare motorcycle chains. Probably way too many links in them, but we can always cut them short. And you'll see it also doubles as a drying rack. Yes. I've been cleaning up my rags. Well, it's dirty work, don't you know? And I thought I'd give it a bit of a clean up, which you may think is a futile exercise, and I can see where you're coming from. But the reality is, it will save, when we come to sanding this down, it will save wasting sandpaper, getting it all clogged up with a load of grease and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, good enough. Talking of which, that rather delicate first application of Bondo is now set. I've taken the Gorilla Tape off, and it's holding it nicely. So, time for another wadge in there, up against the mesh. Well, it's not pretty, and it doesn't match the other side. But we're not going for concourse here. We're just going for reparation and increasing the rigidity. So we are getting there. And more potential aerodynamic devices, or at least air scoop for engine cooling. Yeah, bought that for the race car, the last race car. Years and years and years ago. Sat on the shelf for ages. Tune in next time for the latest update, and if you haven't already, that means subscribing. And of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy.